Good day, everybody. Meteorologist Mark Mulner here. As always, I want to thank you for joining me for this edition of Weather Eastern. Going to break down all the active weather for you, from severe weather to wintry weather and everything in between with springtime. Let's get into it. If you're new to the channel, subscribe, smash that bell button, smash the like button, share the video. Question or comment down below. I do love to read your questions or comments. And as always, don't forget, there are timestamps down below. If you wish to skip ahead, I won't be offended. Let's get into it. All right, let's take a look at the GFS big picture here. We have this system here into the Great Lakes. That's going to be moving. As you see, Wednesday night, we're going to get some icing in the higher elevations of the Catskills, parts of the northern Poconos, Adirondacks, and into Vermont, New Hampshire, and Maine. In the Maine, we'll see a couple inches of snow. But you see, most of the moisture moves off the coast here. We do have a threat of severe weather here immediately along the coast into Florida, central Florida here during the day on Thursday. And as you can see, we get a little bit of a secondary low forming here across southeastern Pennsylvania during the day, late day Thursday into midnight Thursday night. So we get a resurgence of moisture here later Thursday into Thursday night here, and then a little bit more wintry precipitation again up here into northern New England. The rest of the country, as you notice here, except this big trough here in parts of Minnesota where we're seeing some snowfall, things remain pretty well dry most of the west, the south, and part of the east coast here. It's not until you get up into the Great Lakes here. This is where you get some interesting weather. We have that upper level low that's going to continue. There it is. It's showing up on eastern, southeastern Canada here. And you see Saturday here. Look at this. This is another Arctic front. I'll show you this on my surface maps momentarily here. And you can see some rain mixing with the snow ahead of it. And there we go. Look at that. That upper level low just holds tough at lake enhancement. We'll see a couple inches into Sunday, downwinds of Lake Erie, Lake Ontario here. So winter is back, unfortunately. So those of you that was hoping winter was gone, yeah, look at that trough. It's time to be warm, and guess what? Yep, look at that. Wintry precipitation next Tuesday, March 29th, down in through parts of the Appalachians and the Ohio Valley here, too. We'll have to watch that system and see what gets cranking, because we're in a cold pool of air here. And then look at this. By next Wednesday, March 30th, we have another severe weather outbreak that could be happening here across the plains. Yep, there it is. Look at that, a 989 millibar low, and you know this is going to be a sharp cold front. So damaging wind, large hail, and we could have, look at that, the same areas that just saw it this week. Maybe, look at that, getting it next week. Look, that, yeah, you can't catch a break here across parts of the South. It's like a broken record this time of year. And look at that. Yeah, so we'll watch out for that. I'll keep you posted on that information. So here, what I wanted to briefly show you was the simulated radar across the Northeast here. So you take it into, Wednesday night here. This is the interesting part here. You're going to be getting some freezing rain, especially above 1,400 feet here in the Poconos and Catskills. So east of Scranton, east of Binghamton here, Delaware County, down and through Wayne County. These areas in eastward into Schoharie County, all of these areas could be seeing some freezing rain going on here. And then you get up into the southern Adirondacks here just around midnight. So look at that, eastern Adirondacks as well. And look at that, freezing rain blossoms here across the hilltops, especially in Vermont, New Hampshire. So we're looking at anywhere, and I'll show you the freezing rain amount output here. Models are not really good. It's outputting freezing rain. This is just before sunrise, so you're still getting freezing rain across parts of the eastern Catskills, the Adirondacks, eastern Adirondacks, and then up into the White and Green Mountains here. And then you start to get some snow up here into parts of Maine. So what are we seeing? I can't believe I'm going to be looking at wintry here. So yeah, let's take a look at what the model outputs. Yeah, models always overdo ice, big time. You literally have to take about a quarter or less on average of what the models are outputting. Yeah, some of these mounts are ridiculous. See that? About a half an inch there in eastern Catskills. It's just, yeah. So we're going to be looking at anywhere from 1/10 of an inch. That'll be the average. And then you get above 2,000 feet, you probably will see about a 1/4 inch. But we're not going to see like power outage type stuff here. So there you have it. All right, so let's take a look at snowfall amounts here. Yeah, it's mainly confined up here, as you can see, Thursday into Friday to northern Maine here. So you're going to get about 3 to 5 inches, especially right around the Bangor area, 3 inches, 4 inches, and then up to Caribou, up to 6, 7, 5 inches up in this region here. All right, so let's take a look at the mid-Atlantic and parts of the southeast here for your Thursday. What's the chances of some severe weather? Well, you're going to see some strong cells here along the coastlines of Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina. As we put this into motion, you can see this is about 4 hours before noon here. So this is just, as some people are waking up, you can see some of these stronger cells here across the Outer Banks. So we might have the threat of damaging wind, large hail at this point. It's not going to be widespread, but the threat is there. And if we head into the southeast here, take a look at this. So we head overnight, Wednesday night into Thursday morning. What is this showing? Well, there's that line, the southern component of that line. So southern Georgia, eastern South Carolina, you could be in a bit of some problems here. And then that shifts down across the Florida Peninsula as we head throughout the day. Here's noon hour. You can see some of the leading edge of those storms right around Tampa here, and this line could get going across central Florida, the Orlando area. So you might want to watch out for some stronger cells here east of Orlando throughout the day here. So, and then there we go, head towards sunset, and it gets a little quiet. All right, so let's look at the upper air pattern before we get into my surface maps here. This is going to give us an idea of what's going on and what's going into my forecast here. So see this is, Thursday, we got that big trough behind us. This always happens behind these low pressure systems. But watch how pesky it is. See this Saturday? Look at this leading surge of cold air heading down, this troughiness, and look at this big ridge out west. This happens in the east all the time. You get springtime. You wanted all that snow earlier in the season, the winter season, and you didn't get it. And then you get this cold air outbreak here for springtime. Look at this. Look at this big reinforcing shot. It's almost like a piece of the polar vortex broke off, and it's stuck over part of eastern North America here. And this ridge gets stronger out west. So as that ridge gets stronger out west, guess what? The trough gets stronger back east here. And look at this for your weekend. It's just going to be a miserable, wet / snowy weekend here across the Northeast. Now, it's not going to be enough to get like a major snowstorm, but the trends are there that we're going to have lake enhancement snow, we're going to have wet snow, and then in the higher elevations we could see a couple inches, especially during the nighttime. So this is just miserable for this time of year. And look at it, pretty much sticks around starting into next week. And this is going to be really stubborn. Your average highs are going to be well below average. And here we go. Joe Dre host from the Johnson City, New York area back on Saturday, March 19th. Look at this big storm that was pummeling across the area. High winds in excess of 40, 45 mile per hour gusts, wind-driven rain, thunder, lightning. It was quite a sight to behold here across the Johnson City area, Broome County, New York. As all of this thunderstorm activity moved through, you can see that flash of lightning. Look at that. Cars trying to drive through that. That was quite a sight to behold. A nice thunder boomer moving through the area. All right, for your Thursday across the Northeast, yes, it will be a rainy day. However, we will start out with some freezing rain, especially in the higher elevations of the Catskills and then the Adirondacks, and then up into northern New England here, Vermont, New Hampshire, and Maine. And northern Maine, you'll start out as snow, so we'll see a couple inches up here, but about 1/10 of an inch of freezing rain on average. Some locations above, say, 1,600 to 2,000 feet getting over 1/4 inch, or right around 1/4 inch. But the warm air will be on the rise throughout the day, so we'll start off with, highs in the 50s here. That's pretty good for this time of year. 73 there in D.C., 65 in Atlantic City. But the marine layer is holding tough here across New York and Boston, 50s and 40s. So if we get into Friday here, TGIF, you see the trend here. It's a cooler trend. So the next system, the front kicking out of the area. So we still see that chance of sleet, snow, freezing rain, that sort of thing in the higher elevations here. Not as prevalent though. In northern Maine though, you'll continue to get a couple more inches of snow on top of that. And then we'll see some lake enhanced snow later, or lake enhanced rain later in the day here, Friday. I'm kind of leading you up here to Sunday, because that four-letter word, the S word, snow, will be on the rise here. So look at this. Saturday, look at this. Cold front. This is setting us up. You got some wet snowflakes here in the Adirondacks down to the higher elevations east of Lake Erie here in southwestern upstate New York, and then into the highlands here, the Laurel Highlands of Pennsylvania, where we could pick up an inch or two in these elevations, particularly above, say, 1,500 feet here. So it could get pretty interesting up here in northern New England as well. These temperatures are on the fall, and this is what I was preparing you for. Look at this. Yeah, the bottom pretty much falls out. We're back to wintertime here. This Arctic front blasting in, and look at this lake effect band setting up. Would not be surprised if we see some lake effect snow advisories and lake effect snow warnings off of Lake Erie and Lake Ontario, with several inches of snow possible. I can't believe I'm talking about this. And look at that. Snow showers, you're socked in Pittsburgh, State College, Binghamton. Thankfully, most of it will be on the grassy surfaces in places like this, outside the main snow belts. And you'll be changing from light rain to light snow here in parts of New England and the Hudson Valley as the day wears on. You'll get pretty much drying out here, but cold and windy. Places like New York City, Atlantic City, and D.C. even stuck down into the 40s here, but 30s are a rule here across the Northeast. Can we do any better here in the Southeast? Well, anything's got to be better than all that snow. And cold here. Thursday, unsettled. We deal with some scattered strong thunderstorms here across the Outer Banks, Norfolk, up to the Delmarva Peninsula, and then here across the Central Florida Peninsula, Tampa over to Orlando as you head throughout the day. Damaging wind, large hail. It's not going to be a widespread outbreak, thankfully. So this front will quickly move throughout the day. By evening, it will be off the coast. We'll cool it down a little bit behind it, and we'll get into TGIF Friday. This is a moisture-starved system, so thankfully we don't have to deal much with it. You start to see some 80s over here in Texas. Watch that grow as we head in the next couple days here. I'll show you that. Roanoke, we're dealing with some showers with that upper level low that's off the screen that's stuck over the Northeast. And temperatures cooling here across the Florida Peninsula into the 70s. But look at this. Saturday, we cool it down even more. Look at this. We're holding on for dear life. 70s here in Central and South Florida, because look at to your north, this next cold front, and look at that west of Roanoke into the higher elevations, we could see some snowfall. That looks pretty ominous up there, but look at that. Into the mid-80s here across parts of Texas, and we head into Sunday. Big warm front. We're pushing near 90, upper 80s, near 90 in some locations in north central Texas, and look at that. We're starting to warm things up a little bit as we head throughout the southeast. The weather, you can't really complain, especially with what we're dealing with in the Northeast. Extended outlook for my hometown viewers, Binghamton to Scranton, all points along the upper Susquehanna River Valley. Guess what? You knew it was happening. Look at that. Thursday, 54. It's going to be a downhill slide from here, because 54 is your high both Thursday, Friday. We'll have those showers Thursday up to a quarter inch. Friday, we get those showery conditions persisting, and temperatures getting up in the 50s, but that cold front pushes through. Look at that. Saturday, we get a resurgence of moisture from the south, so we get another upper level low, 47 degrees for your high. That's about all we can do for you. It's going to be wet, and look at this. Cold front, another cold front blast through Saturday night. This sets us up for lake effect snow showers for Sunday, scattered about maybe up to an inch above 1,200 feet. And Monday, look at this, windy, just miserable, 29 for your high, 13 of a low. Thank you for joining me for this edition of Weather Eastern. As always, don't forget to hop over to my Facebook page at MeteoMark, also Weather Northeastern, also my Hurricane Northeastern page, because hurricane season is going to be starting up, and I'm trying to get my hurricane outlook out as well as quick as possible. Also my spring outlook, so watch out for that. I know it's a couple days late here, but I will be getting that out the door. Don't forget to visit me at Twitter at Weather Eastern, MeteoMark.com, WeatherNortheastern.com.